Hello everyone, and, well, Starlight Shadows. If you're watching this, I need subscribers badly. Very badly. You need to go find some people to subscribe to my channel. My comments have been disappearing due to a glitch for, months now. Anyhow, on January 30th next year, for the anniversary of the dreaded rise to Hitler to power in Germany, I will be making a series called The Rise of the Nazis. The first episode I will be making on January 30th next year. So mark your calendars. Anyway, on with the video. So I'm doing a World War II Hunger Games. Hold on a second. This World War II Hunger Games has a very specific purpose. More or less, it is, this is a Hunger Games simulator. Let's see who's in there. Winston Churchill, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Joseph Stalin, Chiang Kai-shek, Charles de Gaulle, Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, Hirohito, Harry Truman, Eric Ryder, Hideki Tojo, Karl Donitz, Isoroku Yamamoto, Dwight Eisenhower, George Patton, Douglas MacArthur, Mark Clark, Bernard Montgomery, Erwin Rommel, and Georgy Zhukov. Let's begin. Georgy Zhukov snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. A Molotov cocktail. Ugh. Hold on a second, let me adjust myself. Hirohito and Eric Ryder fight Mark Clark and Hideki Tojo and Mark Clark. Mark Clark and Hideki Tojo. Mark Clark and Hideki Tojo survive. Joseph Stalin bashes Isoroku Yamamoto's head in with a mace. Chiang Kai-shek strangles Franklin Roosevelt after engaging in a fist fight. Some of these are strange. Bernard Montgomery and Harry Truman fight for a bag. Harry Truman strangles Bernard Montgomery with straps and runs. I've done this a lot off camera, by the way. And speaking of off camera, I need to look at one more thing quickly. Unfortunately, there's a lawnmower outside, so you'll have to going outside. You'll have to forgive the noise. Erwin Rommel stabs Douglas MacArthur in the back with a trident. Charles de Gaulle throws a knife into Adolf Hitler's head. That's revenge for the fall of France, everybody. This fall 1944, spring 1945 be like. Karl Donitz and Winston Churchill realize they're from the same language family and form an alliance. That's totally accurate. Anglo-German alliance for the win. Naval guys for the win. Leaders of the Navy for the win. Yay. Dwight Eisenhower and George Patton fight for a bag. George Patton strangles Dwight Eisenhower with the straps and runs. Oh, this is just World War II in Europe the final months. I didn't know this was just World War II in Europe the last 8 months. I didn't know this was the last, 8 months of... I didn't know this was the last 8 months of the European theater of World War II in Europe. Benito Mussolini stays at the cornucopia for resources. Proceed. Charles de Gaulle, George Patton, and Georgy Zhukov get into a fight. Georgy Zhukov triumphantly kills them both. Well, France and the United States have been beaten by the Soviet Union. Frick. Harry Truman kills Joseph Stalin as he tries to run. What if South Korea won the Korean War? Joseph Stalin's assassination was an inside job. This is all jokes, by the way. Hold on, let me quickly do something. Mark Clark accidentally steps on a landmine. Hideki Tojo loses some Koda concerts in a scrap with Benito Mussolini, but manages to innovate some tones to maintain the distinctiveness between its phenomenons. Winston Churchill begs for Chiang Kai-shek to kill him. He reluctantly obliges, killing Winston Churchill. Taiwan wins the United Kingdom because what? Whatever. Erwin Rommel tries. Taiwan beats the United Kingdom because the United Kingdom wants to be beat. That's weird. Erwin Rommel tries to sleep through the entire day. Karl Donitz discovers a river. Benito Mussolini screams for help. Georgy Zhukov kills Harry Truman as he tries to run. Karl Donitz loses sight of where he is. While discussing plans with an ally, Erwin Rommel accidentally uses an exclusive weapons that have exclusive, sparking civil war. Whoever ally, assuming it's Germany, German Civil War. Also, July 20th bomb plot be like. Hideki Tojo convinces Chiang Kai-shek to not kill him, only to kill him instead. That's so typical for the Empire of Japan. Hirohito's dead. Ryder is dead. Isoroku Yamamoto is dead. Roosevelt's dead. Robert Hitler, they're all dead this round. Georgy Zhukov constructs a shack. While discussing President, Hideki Tojo basically accidentally causes a civil war. Benito Mussolini begs for Karl Donitz to kill him. He refuses, keeping Benito Mussolini alive. Erwin Rommel explores the arena. Benito Mussolini and Erwin Rommel hold hands. Karl Donitz repeatedly stabs Hideki Tojo to death with scythe. Georgy Zhukov falls into a pit and dies. Karl Donitz injures himself. Benito Mussolini and Erwin Rommel hunt for other tributes. Benito Mussolini destroys Erwin Rommel's supplies while he is asleep. Karl Donitz accidentally steps on a landmine. Erwin Rommel stuffs a bundle of dry clothing into a backpack before sprinting away. Benito Mussolini gathers much food into a bag as he can before fleeing. Oh, it's a feast. Benito Mussolini is pricked by thorns by piggy berries. Erwin Rommel receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Erwin Rommel shoots a poisonous blow dart into Benito Mussolini's neck, slowly killing him. The ultimate betrayal. Erwin Rommel won! We've got time for 2 more rounds of this. Douglas MacArthur spears Joseph Stalin in the abdomen. We're off to a wonderful start. This is just the Korean War gone nuclear, isn't it? Benito Mussolini and Hideki Tojo fight Georgy Zhukov and Dwight Eisenhower. Georgy Zhukov and Dwight Eisenhower survive. Karl Donitz sets an explosive off, killing George Patton and Eric Ryder. Following Erwin Rommel and Isoroku Yamamoto's alliance, they grow closer to undergo cultural synthesis. The honorable general of being part of one of the worst countries in history club. This is the best alliance. It's like, our countries suck, but we're nice. That doesn't really make up much for your countries, though. I mean, you're good people. You two are. You two are good. You two are good men. You two are good men. You're looked on well by good people. You're good people. You're good. But the men under your command are complete freaking heathens. They enjoy the undergo cultural synthesis. They enjoy the experience, and though they then part ways, they leave an everlasting impression on one another. Bernard Montgomery takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Hirohito finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Winston Churchill runs to the cornucopia and hides. Harry Truman, Charles de Gaulle, and Chiang Kai-shek work together to get as many supplies as possible. Mark Clark gets a backpack and retreats. Adolf Hitler snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Franklin Roosevelt stays at the cornucopia for resources. Hirohito diverts Karl Donitz's attention and runs away. Adolf Hitler and Isoroku Yamamoto track down and kill Dwight Eisenhower. Germany and Japan invading the United States from the East Coast and the West Coast. That's what this is, isn't it? Douglas MacArthur, Franklin Roosevelt, Bernard Montgomery, and Georgy Zhukov raid Mark Clark's camp while he is hunting. Should it be the other way around? Or more accurately, does Roosevelt want to raid MacArthur's camp? Or MacArthur want to raid Roosevelt's? Don't worry, they get along well enough. Winston Churchill steers from World War while he isn't looking. Who's the desert fox now? Rommel. Charles de Gaulle stalks Harry Truman. Chiang Kai-shek convinced pictographic marking to note dangerous parts of the arena. Night 1. Douglas MacArthur severely slices Georgy Zhukov with a sword. Winston Churchill, Charles de Gaulle, Mark Clark, and Hirohito form a suicide pact, killing themselves. Wow. Isoroku Yamamoto, Franklin Roosevelt, and Ernie Rommel cheerfully sing songs together. Carl Donuts and Harry Truman work together to drown Chiang Kai-shek. Bernard Montgomery climbs a tree to rest. Adolf Hitler looks at the night sky. A lot of people died this round. A lot. Isoroku Yamamoto kills Carl Donuts with a hatchet. Douglas MacArthur tries to spear fish with a trident. Franklin Roosevelt sprains his ankle while running away from Bernard Montgomery. Adolf Hitler thinks about home. Harry Truman thinks about home. Erwin Rommel collects fruit from a tree. Erwin Rommel attacks Bernard Montgomery, but Isoroku Yamamoto protects him, killing Erwin Rommel. The betrayal of the century. Not really. Adolf Hitler stays awake all night. Again, it's another betrayal of the century. Adolf Hitler stays awake all night. He's worrying about Stalingrad, isn't he? But Stalin's dead. And... actually, Zuko dead? Harry Truman gets sick and can now only produce nasal vials. Franklin Roosevelt pushes Douglas MacArthur over a cliff during a knife fight. Yeah, he is dead. Fed up with Adolf Hitler insisting he's the mother of all languages, Franklin Roosevelt, Isoroku Yamamoto brutally strangle him and bond over the experience. Bernard Montgomery spears Harry Truman in the abdomen. Bernard Montgomery kills Franklin Roosevelt for his supplies. Isoroku Yamamoto goes to sleep. Isoroku Yamamoto hunts and eats a pigeon. Bernard Montgomery is feeling tense. Bernard Montgomery travels to higher ground. Isoroku Yamamoto camouflages himself in the bushes. Isoroku Yamamoto is unable to convince Bernard Montgomery not to kill him. Burma. That's what this is. Burma. Or Borneo. Now that I think about it. Yeah, well, no, Bernard Montgomery won! We're on a roll with these general victories. We'll do one more round, I think, and that'll be it. Unless it's like super, super short, and just everyone dies instantly. But otherwise, I think this will be about the extent of it. I'll make another video if you want that. George Patton loses some coda consonants in a scrap with Benito Mussolini, but manages to innovate some tones to maintain the distinctness between its phenomenons. Eric Ryder and Carl Donuts fight for a bag. Carl Donuts gives up and retreats. Who's the boss? You know who's the boss of the German Navy? The Kriegsmarine? It's me. I'm the boss of the German Navy. Trapped in Erwin Rommel's snare, Hideki Tojo has to remove one of his cases to escape. Winston Churchill retrieves a trident from inside the cornucopia. Franklin Roosevelt sets an explosive off, killing Adolf Hitler, Chiang Kai-shek, and Joseph Stalin. Isoroku Yamamoto falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Dwight Eisenhower scares Douglas MacArthur away from the cornucopia. Bernard Montgomery grabs a backpack and retreats. Mark Clark clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Hirohito and Charles de Gaulle fight for a bag. Charles de Gaulle strangles Hirohito with the straps and runs. Georgy Zhukov decapitates Harry Truman with a sword. Charles de Gaulle kills Erwin Rommel with a sickle. George Patton fishes. Georgy Zhukov unknowingly eats toxic berries. Dwight Eisenhower throws a knife into Franklin Roosevelt's chest. That makes no sense. None of this makes any sense, but this one especially makes no sense. Carl Donuts adapts Douglas MacArthur's symbols and scrawls grave insults to agitate and distract the other competitors. Bernard Montgomery cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Winston Churchill catches Hideki Tojo off guard and kills him. Benito Mussolini searches for a water source. Mare Nostrum? That means the Mediterranean. Or RC, I guess is what Mare Nostrum means. Mark Clark practices his archery. Eric Ryder is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Benito Mussolini accidentally steps on a landmine. Carl Donuts lets Eric Ryder into a shelter. Traps in Winston Churchill's snare. George Patton has to remove one of his cases to escape. Mark Clark loses the color consistency of the scrap, but Douglas Carver manages to innovate subtones to maintain the distinctiveness between its phenomenons, I think. Trapped in Dwight Eisenhower's snare, Charles de Gaulle has to remove one of his cases to escape. Mark Clark and Dwight Eisenhower split up to search for resources. Douglas MacArthur kills Winston Churchill with a sickle. Brutal. George Patton repeatedly stabs Charles de Gaulle to death with sighs, arguing over something relating France, maybe the Netherlands, I don't know. Carl Donuts begs for Eric Ryder to kill him. He reluctantly obliges, killing Carl Donuts. If you won't do my submarines, at least kill me. And Eric Ryder be like, sure thing. Trapped in Dwight Eisenhower's snare, George Patton has to remove his case today, but Eric Ryder secretly, I'm so evil. Mark Clark quietly hummed. Eric Ryder gets sick and he now produces his house. Is this karma for enjoying killing my subordinate? I think it is. I'm getting a little bit too in character, aren't I? Douglas MacArthur sets up camp for the night. 3 cannons compare others. George Patton adapts Mark Clark's symbols and scrolls grave itself to distract the other competitors. Douglas MacArthur sobs while gripping a photo of his friends and family. That's kind of angsty, not gonna lie. Dwight Eisenhower is feeling tense. Eric Ryder gets sick and can only produce nasal valves. Again. Douglas MacArthur, Dwight Eisenhower, Mark Clark, Eric Ryder, and George Patton hunt for other tributes. You're the only tributes remaining! Dwight Eisenhower pushes Mark Clark off a cliff during a knife fight. Eric Ryder stabs George Patton in the back with a trident. Douglas MacArthur goes to sleep. Douglas MacArthur labors under the illusion he is pure and goes on a rampage, killing Dwight Eisenhower and Eric Ryder and forcing all the others to flee. There are no others! What others? There's none of them! The winners of Douglas MacArthur. We'll do one more round. I already decided that in the middle of this round, that we'll do one more round. But that's it. That's it. Erwin Rommel, Georgy Zhukov, and Hirohito work together to get as many supplies as possible. Carl Donuts takes a calculated risk. Winston Churchill stays at the cornucopia for resources. Chiang Kai-shek, George Patton, and Franklin Roosevelt get into a fight. Franklin Roosevelt triumphantly kills them both. Well, that was something. Isoroku Yamamoto runs away with a lighter and some rope. Benito Mussolini gets sick and can only produce nasal valves. Mark Clark takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Eric Ryder and Joseph Stalin form a Creole together. Charles de Gaulle and Dwight Eisenhower form a Creole together. Bernard Montgomery finds a canteen full of water. Adolf Hitler hunts and eats a pigeon. Harry Truman takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Douglas MacArthur finds a backpack full of camping equipment. Hideki Tojo grabs a shovel. Hirohito forces Carl Donuts to kill Joseph Stalin or Benito Mussolini. He decides to kill Joseph Stalin. I'll never kill a fellow fascist. You die, dirty communist. Thank you for this trial, Lord Hirohito. Emperor, the fellow Emperor Mussolini. Where's Emperor Hitler? This guy is weird. I know. Dwight Eisenhower makes a slingshot. Eric Ryder forces Charles de Gaulle to kill Franklin Roosevelt or Douglas MacArthur. He decides to kill Franklin Roosevelt. I'm so evil. Where's where's the Fuhrer? He's dead. Oh. Screw you, you French fool. You were too harsh on us for Versailles. That's bullcrap, and you know it. You're just doing this for your own power-hungry reasons. Oh, you got me. Fed up with Bernard Montgomery insisting he's the mother of all languages, Georgy Zhukov and Winston Churchill brutally strangle him and bond over the experience. Hitler receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Adolf Hitler falls into a frozen-like trance. Mein Gott! I wasn't actually dead. Mein Gott, mein Deutschland über alles! Deutschland über alles! That was the worst Hitler impression ever. I'm so sorry. You had to hear that, everyone. I'm so sorry. Especially you, Starlight. It's a I know this is a shock that I'm interested in all sorts of stuff, including, well, Adolf Hitler. But just tough on through. Just tough on through. Mark Clark undergoes flagrant mergers, resulting in widespread homophony. He then makes many puns, resulting in Hideki Tojo and Isoroku Yamamoto ambushing and killing him. I guess the Empire of Japan did not like the United States making puns. What do you know? Erwin Rommel sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Douglas MacArthur lets Benito Mussolini into his shelter. Isoroku Yamamoto and Georgy Zhukov form a cradle together. Erwin Rommel sets off an explosive, killing Karl Donat, Hideki Tojo, Charles de Gaulle, and Harry Truman. Eric Ryder shoots an arrow at Dwight Eisenhower, but misses and kills Winston Churchill instead. Well, Hirohito cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. Oh god. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna make a stereotype or anything, but you know. Seppuku. Although he's the type of person to force his generals to do that and only do it at the last minute. Good for him it didn't come to that. Bad for us. Eric Ryder discovers a river. Isoroku Yamamoto and Georgy Zhukov realize they're from the same language family and form an alliance. Erwin Rommel travels to higher ground. Dwight Eisenhower and Benito Mussolini realize they're from the same language family and form an alliance. Douglas MacArthur receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Benito Mussolini takes a calculated risk. Dwight Eisenhower is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Erwin Rommel lets Douglas MacArthur into a shelter. Georgy Zhukov lets Isoroku Yamamoto into a shelter. Eric Ryder invents pictographic marking to note dangerous parts of the arena. Eric Rader, Benito Mussolini, and Dwight Eisenhower get into a fight. Eric Rader triumphantly kills them both. Georgy Zhukov, Erwin Rommel, and Douglas MacArthur get into a fight. Erwin Rommel triumphantly kills them both. Isoroku Yamamoto harvests a wonderwort. Isoroku Yamamoto and Eric Rader work together to drown Erwin Rommel. You can't swim, army man! You can't swim! This is dishonorable. Why am I drowning my fellow honorable general? Shut up, Isoroku Yamamoto. Shut up. No. While discussing plans with an eye, Ryder actually we instead of inclusive sparking civil war. Yamamoto actually sips some to let my Yay, I win! It's just saying the Fuhrer didn't win instead of me. Anyway. That's all. See you all in the next video. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, subscribe because I got a big Hitler series coming. Very soon. And by very soon, I mean January 30th, 2023. So with all that out of the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And Starlight Shadows, go find me some subscribers. And well, everyone, if you like this video, you already know to subscribe. Hit the subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you all in the next video.